Hey you guys, it's Caroline back with this new video, so let's just jump right into it, okay? I'm just going to show you guys how I install this frontal and these bundles really quick, and I'm going to show you guys how I style it, alright? Starting off with wash shampoo hair. I just shampooed my hair. It's a little dry, so I'm just adding some coconut moisturizing oil to it, and that is pretty much it, just to get this braiding started. Next thing, this is a frontal. You don't have much to do when it comes to your braiding pattern. All you have to do is braid your hair going straight back, okay? And that's what I did. This is my braiding pattern that I did to achieve this hairstyle, okay? I do take one braid, my first two braids, and I make a U part, like a U-shaped braid in the back of my neck, just going around my nip area, just for extra security with a track in the back. All right, that is pretty much it. This is my braiding pattern for this frontal install. All right, so moving on, the hair that I'm using today is from Mscoco hair. I will leave all of Mscoco hair links in the description box that you guys can check out. Okay, she sent me 3 bundles of 24 inches, 3 24 inches bundle, and 1 20-inch lace frontal. The frontal came pre-plugged. The lace is a little bit tan. Alright, so now I just went in here and I had to customize the frontal just a little bit. Alright, so for customizing the frontal did come pre-plugged, and it did come a little bit of baby hair, but I felt like it was still a little bit too bulky. So I did went in here and went back in with my tweezer, and I plucked out a lot more hair from the front line part of it. And after that, I just went in here and I cut off the extra lace in the front, and then I went in here and I put the frontal over my head so I can measure where I'm going to be able to cut the ear tabs off and be able to know where I will be able to put the elastic band at. So I did measure using my foundation. I mark it off, and then I took it and put it back on the mannequin head so I'll be able to finish customizing it. Once I have the frontal mark off, you guys can see where the foundation mark stops. I just went in here and I took my elastic band and I sewed it from one tab, and then I went over to the other side of the frontal and I sewed the other tab on. Alright, so once the elastic band is on, the frontal is almost ready to be put on. But first I have to tint the lace. So I just went ahead with my foundation powder and tint the lace. I do not bleach my knots. That's just something I just don't do. Okay. After that, I turned the frontal around and I went in here and cut off the extra tabs on the ear, just so that when I do put it on, it will fit around my ears. Okay. Alright, so now it's time to sew the frontal on. I'm taking my stocking cap, my tin stocking cap. I'm putting it over my head, and then I'm going to take my got to be glue spray and spray all over the front part. Alright, after spraying the got to be glue, I'm just taking my blow dryer and I'm going to blow dry the entire hairline, just making sure that it's completely dry. Alright, so after the stocking is dry, I'm taking a thread and needle and I'm going to sew across my head, on the top of my head with my thread and needle, just going straight across. This will help keep the stocking to stay in place after I cut it. Alright, after I sewed the top of the stockings to my braids, I just went ahead now and took my pair of scissors and I cut around the stockings, took the extra stockings off, just making sure that it's secure right over the front part of my head. Alright, now that I have the stocking secured to the front part for the back, I'm going to be using a weaving net, and I'm going to connect the weaving net to the stockings in the middle, and then I'm just going to take my thread and needle and sew all around it. Alright, so once the weaving net is secure in the back, I'm just taking my scissors and I'm cutting the extra piece off. Alright, yeah, so this is a good foundation for my frontal sewing, but first I gotta tint the cap in the front, so I'm using my foundation powder and I'm just tinting the cap in the front part just so it matches my skin more when I put the frontal on. Alright, so next, using my Ghost Bond glue, I went ahead and put 3 layers of the Ghost Bond glue. You put the first layer, you let it dry, you let it dry clear, and then you put the second layer, you let it dry clear, and then you put the third layer, okay? After the third layer, then it's time to put the frontal on. So I went ahead and put my frontal on. Alright, so once this frontal is secure and the lace is laying down flat in the front, I'm going to go ahead and start the sewing process, okay? So the first thing I do is put middle part on one of the braid in the middle of the frontal, and then I take my thread and needle and I start to sew from the back of the frontal going towards the front. This will just help the frontal stay secure even if your glue do come off. It stays put until you are ready to take the sewing down. Alright, so once I did the middle part, I'm going to do the exact same steps to my both sides of my ear, the both braids that's near my ear. I'm going to put a roll on it using my thread and needle. I'm going to sew from the back going towards the front. I'm going to do it on the left side, and then I'll move my way to the right side and do the exact same thing. Alright, once I have my two sides down and the middle part down, to secure the frontal completely, I'm going to go ahead and start to sew the frontal down from the back. I usually start from the middle and work my way down to the left side of my ears, and then I will come back in the middle and work my way down to the right side of my ear and secure the frontal. Alright, now that I have my frontal securely sewn down, I'm going to go ahead and remove the elastic band in the back. Alright, moving on to my my tracks, my wefts. I'm going to start with a single weft in the back where my U-shaped form is. I'm going to start to sew on my tracks. I'm going to run through this very quick just for the sake of time, so this video won't be too long, okay? And one thing I want to remind that when I do sew my tracks on, I do not sew my tracks onto my frontal. I sew as close as possible, but I do not sew my tracks onto my frontal. This will just help allow me to remove my frontal if I have to, or I need to replace my frontal. I will be able to remove it without messing up my entire hair. Okay, once I have that first track in the back, as you guys can see, I can be able to pour this up a little bit if I wanted to and get it out of my way. Okay, I did went ahead and I started to double up my tracks, and I went ahead just from one side of my ear to the other side of my ear in a U-shaped form, and I'm going to sew down my double track. I do not cut my wefts for my first two bundles. I don't cut my wefts. I just go from side to side, and then when I do get to the top part, so my third bundle, I start to cut my weft just so that it's flat and neat on the top. Now I went ahead and I put in my two bundles. Now I'm going in with my third track, and I'm at the top of my sew in. Okay, so now instead of me going into a U-shaped form, I'm just going ahead and I'm going to go across. I'm going to go side by side, going from one end to another, and move it back from one end to another till I get to the top where my frontal closing is. Alright, y'all, so this is pretty much it for this frontal sew in. Okay, I'm completely done. I'm going to go ahead, put some makeup on now, and come back so I can show you guys the finished look. I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home. Alright, you guys, so I'm back beating up my face, and this is how my makeup look. I actually love my makeup today. I was able to do a neutral look. Alright, so moving on to styling this hair. The first thing I did for styling this hair, I just took my hot comb and I pressed out the frontal just a tiny bit, not a whole lot, just to make sure the hair is moving in the right directions, because I wanted my parting space to be nice and open. Okay, after that I just went ahead and I cut a little bit of baby hair in the front. I'm not a big fan of slicking the baby hair down, but I did cut a little bit of baby hair in the front. Then I went ahead and added some Nairobi mousse to my hairline. And after that, I just took my Senex wrap and I wrapped my hairline up just to make sure that it's flat and the lace is melted into my skin. Alright, so once I tie up my baby hair in the front, I'm going to let it air dry While it's doing that, I just took my curling iron and I went ahead and curled my entire hair. I just wanted some big loose waves, some voluminous sexy waves. Alright, nothing major, so I just added some loose curls to the hair. Okay, and as I was curling, I did curl away from my face just so the curls can be in shape and just look really nice to frame my face.
Until you find your way back home.
And that is it, you guys. This is pretty much the finished look, you guys.
I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home.